This lesson will show you how to position a line of text using the ascent and descent values, as well as using the string width. The window can be resized and reshaped, and the lines of text are going to automatically shift positions to remain against the edges and in the corners. Now, the constructor of the Text3 class specifies the size of the window to be displayed. The paint method is used to calculate the position and display the 4 strings, one in each corner of the window. The strings are displayed flush against the corners without margins. A call is first made to getBounds to get a rectangle object containing the height and width of the window. A call is then made to getFontMetrics to get a FontMetrics object containing the measurements of the font, and that can be used to determine the graphic lengths of each of the individual strings of characters. Next are the declarations of some of the variables that are going to be used more than once when displaying the strings. Because they're going to be used several times, it makes sense to declare them at the top. You could wait and declare them where they're first used, but I like to do it this way to indicate that they're being used throughout. It's your call, just a matter of style and preference. This is the string of characters that we want to display in the upper left-hand corner of the window. We don't need to know the length of the string. The left end of the string is going to be up against the left side of the window, so the value of x is 0. We want to put the tops of the tallest characters directly against the tops of the window, so the baseline will need to be the distance of the font's ascent from the top. Since the vertical position of 0 is flush against the top, and the distance value increases downward, setting the vertical position to the ascent value of the font will place the baseline so the top of the font will appear against the top of the window. The specified string is drawn in the calculated position. This string is to be placed against the top of the window, but on the right side instead of the left. This time, the length of the string is necessary, so we can place the start of the string in such a way that the end of the string winds up flush against the right side of the window. The value of y, which is the vertical string position, is again set to the ascent value of the font. The value of x, the horizontal position, is calculated to be the total width of the window less the length of the string. When the string is drawn here, it will appear at the top of the window with its right end flush against the right side of the window. This string is to be placed on the left side of the window flush against the bottom. The horizontal position of the string is set to 0. The vertical position of the baseline is calculated by taking the height of the entire window and subtracting the descent height of the font. Nothing new here. We use the same techniques as before to place the string on the right side of the window and at the bottom. The vertical position is determined by subtracting the font's ascent value from the total height of the window. The horizontal position is determined by subtracting the length of the string from the total width of the window. And the window appears with all 4 lines of text. Resizing and reshaping the window causes the text to adjust its position so that it remains in the 4 corners. You may notice that the strings don't necessarily appear directly against the top and bottom. There's more than one reason for this. The font may not have been created with enough of its ascenders and descenders extending all the way to the top and bottom. Also, it could be that this example doesn't use the highest or lowest ascenders and descenders in the font. Also, it's possible that the particular windowing system that you're using always inserts a boundary around the window it produces. This happens in some windowing systems, but is seldom more than a pixel or 2 wide, and it only appears around the edges. Now, the next lesson, we're going to be looking into selecting some fonts and some colors.